I was like, girl, I know something's wrong with me. Like, who's the doctor here? Me or you? Because not seeing a menstrual cycle for 8 months, that is not normal. Listen, some of these doctors, they be Googling. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can see by the title, I'll be doing a little story time and sharing my PCOS journey over the past 2 years. Never shared before. This is really new to me, so I'm just sharing my experience, what I've learned. So please, for a little disclaimer, I am not a medical professional. I do not work in the healthcare industry, so I am not giving out medical advice. I am just solely sharing my journey and what I've learned along the way. So before I get into it, I have a little notes on my phone. I made some notes on my phone for PCOS. I have to give the definition before I start, because why speak about a disorder that nobody knows about? So bear with me, because I'll be reading from my phone because I made some notes. Okay, so what is PCOS? I've heard this question so many times. What is PCOS? When people ask me, oh, why are you sick? I have PCOS. I'm going through this. What is PCOS? So PCOS is the shortening for Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome. So what is Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome? Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome is the most common hormonal disorder in women of reproductive age. So reproductive age is considered the time from when a woman's period begins to when they stop at menopause. So, you know, that's a big gap. That's from when you're maybe like a teenager to when you're 40. So you can have PCOS during that period. It affects 8 to 13% of women, about 1 in 10 in this age group, and can affect more in some high-risk groups such as Indigenous, Asian, North African, Caucasian, European women. So listen, the PCOS affects all types of women. So, you know, you can't just single out yourself, okay, I'm Caucasian, I'm not gonna have PCOS. No, you might be having PCOS symptoms, so, you know, get checked out. So what are hormones? Hormones are chemicals made in your body that carry messages through your bloodstream. They help control many functions in your body, such as growth, energy, sexual function, reproduction, digestion, and temperature. So as you can see, hormones are important. So we need it, because what is we gonna do without hormones? So with that being said, in a woman with PCOS, her body has an imbalance of 2 hormones, insulin and androgens. The higher level of these hormones are responsible for the symptoms and signs of PCOS. So now you can see, okay, I'm not saying what causes PCOS, but what's the signs of PCOS. So imbalanced hormones, pretty much. So PCOS and hormones. The name Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome is a bit misleading. It suggests the problem is mainly with the ovaries and that you might have multiple cysts on your ovaries. However, the cause of PCOS is hormonal. It is not a problem that affects just the ovaries, as the name might suggest. It is thought that increased levels in insulin in the body cause the ovaries to work differently, which then produce excessive levels of male type hormones, androgens. Androgens are the male type hormones that is excessively produced when you have PCOS. So androgens which in turn cause many of the symptoms of PCOS, as I said. If the hormone level can be controlled, the ovaries often function normally and symptoms improve. Okay, so with all of that being said, let's get into my story time. So I think everybody has the basic understanding of PCOS. You know, what is PCOS? Imbalance of hormones, insulin, androgens. Okay. All right, so with my story, with my how I discovered I have PCOS. So In 2020, which was in the middle of pandemic, so you already know it was it was already hard with the pandemic, but to find out I have PCOS was even harder, because during pandemic I got furloughed in April of 2020. I was working at the airport, got furloughed, and that happened. Everything was going in lockdown, so I didn't have a menstrual cycle for at least 8 months out of, I think it was 8 or 9 months out of 2020. So just imagine that, not seeing a menstrual cycle. No, you're not just gonna live your life and just carry on. Okay, I'm not seeing a menstrual cycle. Ooh, that sounds good. Like I don't have to feel cramps every month. I don't have to feel none of that. So just carry on. No, I was pretty worried because with not seeing menstrual cycle, I was feeling nauseous. I was moody. I was just all over the place with my feelings, feeling sick and stuff. The problem I had during pandemic was, which I think majority of people had, that had maybe illnesses and stuff, is that I was unable to see a doctor. Everybody was virtual. Nobody wanted you to come into office. I couldn't take any blood tests. None of that. They weren't taking any chances. So I really had to sit for 8 months before I could even see a doctor. So I've been trying to see a doctor. I got furloughed like April, and I haven't been seeing a menstrual cycle since January. In the midst of pandemic, I'm trying to call everywhere, trying to get a doctor to see me physically, like in person, not virtual, because they can't really do I can't really do any tests to see what is going on with my body virtual. So I kept on it. I didn't just say, okay, I'm not seeing a menstrual cycle and just continue with my day. I, kept reaching out to doctors until my doctor office, they told me they were going to open up in November. Not for clients that really need to be seen. So I went to an appointment in November. Not November, I'm lying. In September, right? Around my birthday. Around my birthday. We gonna get to the November one. For my first appointment was in September, right? I did not, bear in mind, I did not see a menstrual cycle the whole year. Right? Feeling nauseous, just emotions going crazy, feelings going crazy, sick, like not knowing not knowing what's going on. And it's the not knowing that scares me. Like, it would scare anybody. Like, not knowing what's going on, that's what scares me. And not knowing when you're going to get help, or if this is going to hurt your body or something like that. So I got to see an OBGYN in September. This is what happened. So the OBGYN is going to tell me, she took some blood, ran some tests. She told me, oh, you were on the depot. I said, yes, I've been on the depot like for years. But I came off like a year ago or so. I would see my period and it just stopped. And, I saw a period for like a month or so, and then it just stopped. And then I thought it was because I just came off the depot. So let me give it like 2 months, 3 months or whatever. Just never seen one. So she was like, I think you're okay. I don't think that anything is wrong with you. I think you just need to go back on the depot. I was like, girl, I know something's wrong with me. Like, who's the doctor here? Me or you? Because not seeing a menstrual cycle for 8 months, that is not normal. Listen, some of these doctors, they be Googling, because ain't no way you go through medical school and you're telling me not seeing a menstrual cycle for 8 months is not crazy. It's normal for a woman to have a menstrual cycle. So not seeing one for 8 months, something has to be up, right? So that did not sit well with me. in the same, healthcare facility, I scheduled another appointment, and I saw another female OBGYN. That was in November. So I was like, no, ain't no way I'm going to sit here just knowing my body's not having a menstrual cycle and we going to be okay with it. No. So in November, I saw my now OBGYN, Dr. Tracy Green Johnson. She is so sweet. She is the best. So when I saw her and told her my symptoms and stuff, she went and I told her what happened with the other doctor, because y'all co-workers, come on. I told her what happened. So she pulled my file and everything, and she's going through my file. She was like, okay, so she didn't search for this, or she didn't test you for this, she didn't, I was like, she's asking me stuff like I'm the one in medical school. Like, I'm like, Dr. Green Johnson, respectfully, no, she didn't. And I don't even know, just like all the tests you're, naming, but I understand her frustration, because she's like, come on now. So she got me tested. She got me to do some more blood tests and stuff, and that's when I found out I had polycystic ovarian syndrome. So my diagnosis, let's get to that. It was hard because when I got diagnosed, I was 22, right? I just turned 22. And when I got diagnosed, she gave me, she, as I tell you, my OBGYN, she is the best. She printed out like everything I need to know on polycystic ovarian syndrome. She printed it out, stapled it, and gave it to me. She gave me booklets, everything. So I was, well prepared, or, she gave me the necessary information for me to, read up on it. So she gave me, she gave me my diagnosis, told me what her plan was, to see me every 3 months for checkup, to see how we're gonna, do treatment. There's no, just to be clear, there's no treatment for PCOS. It's no like, okay, I'm gonna take a pill and it goes away. That it does not work like that. It does not. It's a lifetime disorder. People, they don't even know what causes PCOS at this moment. However, we as women just have to deal with it and see what works for us. At the time I was in school, I'm dealing with my diagnosis, trying to figure out my body and stuff. It brought me into depression. After I read all that she gave me, it put me in depression. So some of the symptoms of PCOS were hair loss, acne, miscarriages. It has it's a whole lot of symptoms. It's a whole lot of symptoms. I was pretty much thank God, I'm not sure how my body is going to be in the next couple years. However, I did not experience hair loss. It is obesity. It's just a whole bunch of symptoms, whole lot of symptoms. I can give you guys more information on the symptoms. So some of the symptoms of PCOS are, it's like irregular periods. I already had that. That was one of the reasons why I ended up at the doctor. So it was irregular periods, heavy immature ovarian eggs that do not ovulate. So we're more prone to miscarriages. Some people who have PCOS, unfortunately, they cannot get pregnant. Some people have tried for years. Some people are lucky enough to get pregnant with the disorder. So that's what I don't know how my body is going to be. I don't have a child as yet, but that's going to be, some people go through difficulty having children, some people don't. Everybody's body is different. As I said, PCOS affects everybody's body different. So it affects your hair, skin, and body, which is your facial hair. Some people have excess facial hair. You have hair loss, which is alopecia, acne. I suffer with acne. I call them my little flare-ups. So I just have crazy hormonal breakout, and if you see my face underneath this makeup, I have a lot of scarring on my my jawline. I don't have much on my forehead and my chin area, but I have crazy acne from PCOS. Sometimes my face will be clearing up. I'll be doing good. I'm like, girl, okay, we getting the glass skin. We getting the glass skin. And listen, PCOS like, girl, you know, back up, because I'm still here, and it just go off. So I'm still trying to figure out, I've tried every acne, I'm not gonna say every, but a lot. I've spent so much money on facial products. It is ridiculous. So that's one of my symptoms. Mental and emotional health. It causes it. One of the symptoms are depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, stuff like that. I suffer from depression and a little bit of anxiety. I go to therapy for that right now. So, and that was recommended by my doctor. So that was one of my symptoms. And it also has sleep disorder, like you have abnormal pauses of breathing occurring during sleep, increased risk of diabetes with earlier onset sexual health challenges, increased risk of cardiovascular disease. So yes, it's a whole, a lot of stuff that goes with PCOS. So some of the those are the symptoms. Some of the linked conditions of PCOS are weight gain, obesity, insulin resistance, which they say if you already don't have it. So I don't have, because normally, like they say, if sometimes you have PCOS, you have diabetes as well. But either way, like majority of the people with PCOS has insulin resistance. So you really have to watch that, because your body's already blocking your insulin. So you already, have a lot of insulin being produced or not being used up in your body. So you really have to watch that. So even if you don't have it, you're still prone to it. So you still have to watch that. Cholesterol, blood fat are abnormalities, which is like fatty liver. You can have liver problems from PCOS, cardiovascular disease, heart disease, heart attack, stroke, endometrial carcinoma, which is cancer, which my doctor explained to me with that. With me not having a period for 8 months and my uterus lining not shedding, I could have developed womb cancer from that, because what your body's supposed to be doing is not doing. So that was her, like during her treatment with me, and with me and my PCOS, was just trying to force my body to release an egg, so we can have that uterus lining shedding or protected or something, so I don't develop womb cancer. Okay, so, and then we have sleep apnea. So that's some of the linked conditions. So you already told, so it's a lot. Listen, it's a lot. So when she gave me that pamphlet, back to my little story. So when she gave me that pamphlet, I'm 22. And the first thing I'm going to go, like, I'm prone to miscarriages. I have all these, linked conditions. So you really have to start taking care of your body. And that's what it all comes down to. But I got depressed about it because I kept reading about it. I just kept reading. I was in school. I did a whole paper on it. I did a 7-page essay on PCOS. Like, that's how deep I was in it. And I think it was like my English class, and my English teacher, she was like, I did not even know this exists. And I was like, this is crazy. When I was looking up on YouTube, I was not seeing any females talking about PCOS enough. So that's why I'm here. Cause what? Why are we not speaking about this? So once I got my diagnosis, I went into like a little stage of depression where it's like, it's the overthinking stage. You're thinking like what is going to happen. You're not knowing what's going to happen in the future, so it scares you. So I'm 22. I ain't even started living life yet. I haven't started having children yet, and my doctor is telling me, okay, your body is not producing an egg like releasing an egg like a normal female body should. So you're gonna have to come in every 3 months. We're gonna try you on birth control, see if that forces your body to have release an egg. If that forces your body to release an egg and you can have a steady menstrual cycle, then we're gonna keep you on that. So I'm like to her, like, okay, how long is that gonna be? So she's like, okay, PCOS is not like, we're gonna take some pills and that's it. It's a lifelong disorder. So it's something I would have to do. Which she told me, with me and not releasing an egg, if the birth control does not work, if the birth control works, and then I would have to have a planned pregnancy. So I would have to go in. If they take me off of the birth control and my body is still not releasing an egg on its own, she would have to start me on a different set of different set of pills or medication to help that happen on its own. So the things that females go through. So all of that, and I'm like, I'm not even nowhere yet. And then she's checking me for diabetes. You know, I'm not overweight or anything. Got stressed about it because I'm dealing with school. I was going to school for accounting, and I'm dealing with school stress, I'm dealing with life stress, and I'm dealing with health stress. So you already know that will put your mind in a space where you don't want your mind to be. So it kind of got me depressed, thinking about it, like not trying to see how am I going to live with this, or how can I make this work for me. I've spent a couple years trying to figure that out. It's 2023 now, so I spent like 2 to 3 years trying to figure that out. I was working. I was getting sick when I was working. I stopped working. I stopped doing certain jobs to, you know, take some pressure off myself, to help with that, because I was still feeling nauseated. We were still not to the phase of like me forcing my body to release an egg as yet. So as I went along, some birth control pills, they made me sick. Some made me even more nauseous. Some made me just feel even worse. So we were on that stage. I was in the doctor every 3 months, just at it. Just checkups, seeing how I'm doing, seeing how I'm dealing with my PCOS. And I actually got to a place where it's like, I got to a place where I was really depressed. I was losing weight. I was not eating. I just didn't have an appetite. I just don't know why. We were still in the pandemic. I was reaching out to doctors virtually because I was only seeing my OBGYN in person. I still couldn't see any like primary care doctors in person. They would tell me if it's an emergency, go to the emergency room, all that. But I saw a doctor virtually about my eating. I lost weight. I was I think I was like 130 something, and I went all the way down to maybe 109, I think. But I lost so much weight because of stress, with everything that was going on, just me trying to figure out stuff. Every time I go to the doctor, it's something new, and it was really just a lot. I tried to get to a practitioner, or not a practitioner, but a doctor about eating and while I was losing weight and stuff, and the first thing they will tell me, okay, you have PCOS, it's your hormones. You have hormones that affects your, I went to this one doctor. He was telling me, not went to him, but saw him virtually. He was telling me, he was giving me the breakdown of hormones, how hormones and hormones send messages to your brain to make you heat, what hormones and all that extra stuff. But with PCOS affects your hormones, so it also can affect that. And it was just a lot, because I'm like, everywhere I turn, it's like it's something with PCOS. So I've been working with my OBGYN since. I already know I had to get into the frame of mind where it's like PCOS, it's not going anywhere. It's something I just have to deal with. So for the past couple of years, I've just been trying to find what works with me, what doesn't. I don't eat fast food anymore. I try to cut out sweets out of my diet because of my insulin resistance. And my doctor told me to work out more, try to, burn some of that insulin that's that excess insulin in your body. I tried to do some workouts. I've been trying to go to the gym for the past 2 years. Like, that's been a struggle. I already walk enough in the day, but I really need to be in the gym trying to, make this work. And, but I do feel better when I go in the gym and actually, try to use up some of that insulin. I do 0 sugar. I don't do soda. I don't do pops, none of that. Like, none of that. I haven't done soda for like years. If I'm going to drink sugar, if I'm going to do sugar, it's going to be occasional. I drink mostly water. I drink 0 sugar stuff. Love me some sparkling ice. So I cut my sugar intake pretty much, because I already have insulin resistance. So me, just filling my body with all that sugar, it's making me more prone to diabetes later on. So it's all about taking care of your body. I stopped doing fast food. I realized that since my PCOS diagnosis, or since then, fast food made me sick. So the first fast food that made me sick was Wendy's. So I don't do fast food. I do Chick-fil-A here and there, but Chick-fil-A is starting to make me feel sick because I was like, how am I going to give up Chick-fil-A? But your girl had to. But try to do mostly home cooked meals, try to eat a balanced diet. I try to, try my calorie intake. I'm on a weight gain journey right now, trying to gain all the weight I lost during PCOS. It's going well. I think I'm at a place right now where I'm balancing each. For my PCOS treatment, I was on birth control for a while. It was just not doing it for me. So I had to ask my doctor for other options. I'm now on the birth control injection, which is a depot, but I don't see a menstrual cycle with the depot. So I asked her, is that okay? Because I wanted her to explain that more to me, because, we're trying to have a menstrual cycle, and I don't have a menstrual cycle on the depot. But she explained to me that the depot actually puts your, uterus lining to sleep. So even though it's not shedding, whatever's in the depot is protecting your uterus lining. So that's preventing depot actually prevents womb cancer and stuff, helps you to prevent womb cancer and all that. Even though I'm not shedding a uterus lining, at least I have something in my system protecting it. So that was that. So now that works well with me. I have no issues with the depot, never did, and I still don't. It is actually good. Some people, they gain weight and all that, doesn't do nothing for me. Like, doesn't do nothing. It doesn't do all that gaining weight and stuff. I have struggled to gain weight over the years since I've lost weight because of my appetite. My appetite is getting better now. I still feel nauseated when I eat a lot of fried food and stuff, but that might not be with the PCOS. So I'm still at the doctors and stuff, trying to figure that out. I don't do much alcohol because during my PCOS diagnosis, I found out I had my little stressful period. This is why I was like down, depressed, everything. Dealing with that, you know you're already prone to PCOS already linked to a lot of other disorders or diagnoses like diabetes, heart disease, liver problems and stuff like that. I found out I had a liver problem, which is Gilbert syndrome. It is not a life-threatening it is not life-threatening, but it is still something I actually like thought about, because I really need to take care of my body. So it's not like, don't get me wrong, it's not like I wasn't taking care of my body, but you know, it can be a lot of stuff like this can be genetics. It can be so many things. Like PCOS can be genetics as well. It can be genetics as well. Gilbert syndrome, my doctor told me it might be genetics, but I still try to take care of my body the best that I can with whatever, you know, life throws at me. However, Gilbert syndrome is not life-threatening. It's just that my liver produces excess bilirubin. So how I found out I had that was my eyes got really yellow. And I went to the doctor, and it was crazy because she was like, of all my years being a doctor, she was an older African-American lady. Of all her years being a doctor, I was the first person she actually met with that disorder. It is not life-threatening. However, it's just I really have to watch my alcohol intake. I was never alcoholic, never planned to be, wasn't aspiring to be. However, I love me a glass of wine here and there, but I try not to do much. So yeah, I try not to. I do alcohol occasionally, either way. So that was, you know, PCOS, everything piling up. So, you know, it's just with PCOS, I think with me and PCOS, how I started to deal with that, I had to like take some time for myself, put it that way. You're gonna lose a lot of people. A lot of people are not gonna understand when you're depressed, moody, you're trying to figure out certain stuff. I just placed my priority was just taking care of my body at the time. After I got out my depression, I was in phases where I just did not know what to do, did not know what to expect, how I was gonna, like, you know, because everybody wants to live long, everybody wants to take care of their body. Nobody wants to get to 30 or 40 realizing, okay, they have cancer, they have this, because they didn't take care of their body how they could have. So that was me. I just had to start, you know, removing certain things from my diet, adjusting my diet as I see fit. I personally, the diet, like, me adjusting my diet helped me. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if anybody else watching this video that has PCOS, if adjusting their diet helped them, but that helped me. Exercising helps me as well. With the moody side, we females are already moody, so just bear with us, because PCOS is gonna make you even more moody. With anxiety and depression, I go to therapy now, so that is helping me through that. That is helping me somewhat through that. So, but like, I guess I've been depressed and stuff, and try to get myself out of certain places before, so I think I deal with it quite well. And then you just need to surround yourself with people, supportive people. At the time with me dealing with my PCOS, I really didn't tell anyone, because Like, a lot of people, they're not going to really care. They're just going to think it's just, okay, it's a hormonal disorder. It's just affecting your ovaries. You can't do much. Like, I've had people just think it's like, it's whatever, but you're really going through stuff. Just surround yourself with, I think with me, what helped me is just surrounding myself with people that, you know, you're willing to work with me through my moods, help me through my depressed phases, you know, give me that little push, it's gonna be okay type of stuff, help me try to figure it out. That's what I did. I also seeked a lot of help. Like, I seeked a lot of help. I'm not going to sit there and just try to figure it out on my own. I made sure my doctor appointments were made. I made sure I'm checking up on my body I'm to every 6 months checkups now. But I'm making sure this body is being checked up. Because no, we're not going to do this. So I make sure what I'm putting in my body is clean. It is somewhat healthy. I'm not gonna be like, okay, I eat grass every day. No, but listen, I try my best to eat balanced, and I try my best not to eat a lot of fatty foods, like not really fat, like oily foods and stuff like that. I will here and there. I don't eat like a lot of fried food, not a fast food, stuff like that. With my acne, it is just there. I realized when I eat a lot of junk food too, I would have a lot of breakouts. My hormones, I don't know if my hormones just get unbalanced when I eat a lot of sweets too. But I know when I have breakouts, our hormones are unbalanced. However, I'm not there yet. I'm praying for glass skin at some point, but we still working on here. Still trying skincare routines to try to figure out. If you guys have any skincare routines that worked for you or anything that worked for you, please drop it down, because your girl needs something. However, that worked for me. I've watched a lot of videos. I've read a lot where it's people that experience hair loss and stuff like that. If anybody's watching this video that experienced hair loss, you guys, and you have something that worked for you, please feel free to comment, because you never know who might need somewhat information to try something, or you know what conversation you can start. However, with me, I really had to just take a step back from a lot of things and try to see what works for me, what works with my body, how I'm going to take care of my body moving forward. Because as I said, it's not like a week or a 2 weeks thing that, okay, we have PCOS now and it's going to be gone by next month. No, it's something that you have to deal with for the rest of your life. So you really have to find a healthy way of, you know, coping with PCOS, because you really don't want to be depressed, moody, like just ruining your body every day until, you know, your body says, okay, I can't do no more. So you want to take care of your body and try to, you know, do your best. I haven't got to the bridge of having kids yet, so when we get to that bridge, we're gonna cross it. But I haven't got to that bridge yet. A lot of people that I've seen, a lot of people, I'm so fortunate. Even though I've went through so much, I can say I'm very fortunate to find out about PCOS when I'm younger, so I can take the necessary steps to, you know, cope with it, or put measures in place to maybe to have a better, you know, life, or a better, what would I say, to be more aware when I start to reproduce and stuff. Because I've read where a lot of people found out when they were like older, when they were ready to have kids, when they're, you know, 40s, and they never had a child, and that's when they're finding out. However, I just encourage like every female to listen. Do not take anything lightly, and if you are not comfortable with a diagnosis, like, go find you a second opinion, because No. Doctors are humans. Like, same how we go to school, and like a lot of people, you know, they do school, so some do school, but listen, doctors are humans. So if you're not comfortable with a diagnosis, please go and find another one. Because listen, if I did not find a second diagnosis, I would not be here speaking about this right now. I'd just be thinking, okay, I'm fine. No eggs being produced and all that, you know. Could be my just damaging my womb, developing womb cancer. Thank God to that. But I just encourage like every young person or any person, any female adult that is like having any symptoms or feeling like, you know, they have something going on, go to the doctor, because it's not gonna bite. Go to the doctor. If you're not feeling that diagnosis, feel free to go to someone else. Feel free to go to someone else. But yeah, I am at a place right now where it's like I'm gaining a little healthy weight. Like, you know, I'm gaining back some weight. I'm in the gym right now because, you know, when you gain weight, you do not know where it's going to go. And the body you had before, when you gain weight the second time, it might not be the same body, because every time you gain weight, you might gain weight in different places. You might gain weight in your stomach, your arms, your legs, whatever it is. So I'm at like 145 now, because I've been tracking my calories, eating and stuff like that. So that's really what I wanted to do, gain back my weight, my healthy weight. I really don't stress too much anymore about my PCOS. I am aware when I have mood swings now, because I be going through them. So, you know, my partner that I have, he knows how to cope with me, because he be like, okay, all right, I see what you're going through right now. Okay, let me just give you a minute. Let's give you a minute to just, you know, go through that. But yeah, I have my little episodes, or not really my little episodes, emotional episodes here and there, but I would say I am managing them better now. I'm more aware of my body, what's going on with it, how I'm feeling. I'm talking about it more. If I'm feeling a certain way, I'm speaking about it now. You just have to really, like with me, I really just had to take time for myself. And a lot of people don't understand that. I really had to take time for myself to understand my body and what was going on with it. If you get what I'm saying, because I really had to just take time to know my body and what's going on with it. Like I really didn't know my body at the time of my diagnosis, and for like a year or two, I was just trying to just figure it out. Like figure out what works, what doesn't work, how can I help myself, and how and what's not helping me. So I think now I'm in a healthier space. PCOS is PCOS. It's going to be there, but I just say take care of your body, guys. Take care of your body. Depression is not great. Some people suffer from severe depression. Some people suffer from severe anxiety. My anxiety was mild. I don't remember because I actually got tested with my depression and anxiety. That's how I'm in therapy right now. However, I do suffer from both. My anxiety is mild. I used to have anxiety disorders a long time ago, but it's just trying to figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Try to figure out like what can help you take, like when you get into certain, if PCOS puts you in certain spaces mentally, try to find things that like help you to get out of those places, because you really don't want to go down the road of depression. Okay, you really don't want to go down that road. Try to find people that help you take you out of those places. Don't surround your, like, I'm not one for negativity. I'm not one for none of that, because that will just fuel your depression, your anxiety. So as I said, take care of your body, take care of your space. Figure out what works for you. Learn, take a minute to learn who you are, what's affecting you. Learn your body, figure out your body, know what, like, study it, like figure out what affects you and what don't. So yeah. So with PCOS, I have been there, I'm still there, so, and I'm keeping it pushing. I just encourage everybody, take care of yourselves, please do. So this was a lovely video that I always wanted to share with my channel, with my community, bring awareness to this disorder. Hopefully, like, a lot of you females, just please watch and just please take care of yourselves. Thank you guys for watching, and please like, comment, and subscribe. And if anything pops up with my journey, or anytime I get to like a stop sign or a phase in my journey and I want to share, I will share. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please keep on just spreading the word with PCOS and taking care of yourselves. Thank you guys.